Good, everybody? It is your boy Super Saiyan Cat back with another Xenoverse 2 DLC discussion. This is a general DLC discussion, not just DLC 9, but a general DLC discussion that covers pretty much every single DLC that has come out up until this point. And basically, I'm going to just be talking about how Bandai slash Dimps has really dropped the ball and could have made the DLC so much better if they were to add in just one simple mechanic to some of these characters that deserved it, and that mechanic is the transformation slash awoken skill mechanic for these DLC characters. Not one single DLC character, guys, is actually able to transform. All of them already came in their transformed versions of themselves, and to me it's really something that makes the game lack a little bit of luster. If there was those transformations and awokens actually on these characters, it would just add a little bit more to these characters, make them that much more fun, that much more dope, in my opinion. I mean, if you really think about it, it's almost become one of the bigger things in Dragon Ball, especially since Z came around. Transformations are just an absolute major thing within the show, and it's always dope to see. I mean, literally at these fighters tournaments and things like that, obviously Cell isn't transforming when he comes in with his yell or anything, but that's what they're getting at, and you hear the whole crowd go crazy with it, doing the yell and the charge up and all that at the same time. That's because that's what Dragon Ball fans love. And the fact that these DLC characters have never had any transformations, they've always come in their awoken version, has honestly made them not as good as far as DLC goes as what they could have been. Like this upcoming DLC, imagine if Vegeta was in base form going into Super Saiyan God, or in base form going into Super Saiyan Blue Evolution. That would be absolutely fire. Or imagine if last DLC we got base Gogeta and base Broly, and then they actually transformed into their final forms with Super Saiyan Blue and then the Super Saiyan Full Power. That would have made the DLC that much better. And especially when you see modders, guys, doing some absolutely lit stuff with transformations and awoken skills for characters that have them but never were implemented in Xenoverse 2. As you guys can see on your screen right here, this is a tweeted out by the DBX Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 revamp team. If you guys want to check them out on Twitter, their Twitter will be linked down below in the description. But basically, it's just a little gif of what they did with the Super Saiyan Rose transformation for Goku Black in their revamped roster. This is what we needed as DLC. This is how Super Saiyan Rose Goku Black should have been for DLC. Check this out, guys. Tell me something like this right here. What you're seeing on the screen would not have made this absolutely 10 times better. Will not have made the DLC 10 times better. Just this alone. Imagine being able to do this each and every single match. How amazing that truly would have been if they would have actually offered that to us with these DLC characters. And of course, Goku Black is not the only one. I named Gogeta and Broly in the last one. We have Vegito Blue. Kaba came in his Super Saiyan form. Actually, no, Kaba did not come into Super Saiyan. That's actually one character that actually transforms, now that I think about it, is Kaba. He's one of the only transforming characters that we've gotten through this whole DLC, and he was in the first DLC pack. I honestly wish they would have kept that trend going with giving us these characters in base form and then having them transform to their other forms. Like, just think if we would have got like a Mastered Ultra Instinct transformation or something like that for Goku, how crazy that could have potentially looked. You know, there's just so much that they could have done with these characters. There's so many characters that have transformations that they just did not add in the actual animation or awoken skill for them. And it's kind of crazy to me because, you know, regular characters in the game actually have them. Like, you're able to transform to Super Saiyan, things like that with Goku, Vegeta, Gohan, all these other characters. But it seems like once you get into that God Key area, they just don't want to make an animation or something for it, because even when you think about it, Super Saiyan Blue and characters like that don't even have a transformation available to them either. So honestly, to me, these transformations would make characters that much better. A lot of the Dragon Ball fans, like I said, love to see the transformation animations, love to go through that whole yelling process. It's just what we do. We like to charge up. It's one of the main things of the show. Like, you're lying if you're saying when you first started watching Dragon Ball, especially if you were a child watching Dragon Ball Z, when you seen the Super Saiyan transformations, that you did not try and reenact them yourself. Like, I literally watched the the Super Saiyan transformation up against Android 20. When Goku did that right before he went down with the heart disease and all that, I used to watch that over and over again and like do the whole flexing with my muscles and then go crazy on the yell and all that constantly when I was a kid, because it was just so dope to see. And again, one of the more lit parts or more lit things in Dragon Ball, to be honest, at this point in time. So personally, to me, like I said, Bandai and Dimps have really missed the ball when it comes to these DLC characters, and I think that DLC would just be that much better if they were to ever add in actual awoken skills for these characters, bring them as base form characters, and have them actually have an awoken to where we can see these transformations and things like that. All they really got to do is add in an animation for these characters, and it can be done. It's not like it's something that is insanely hard. I mean, I'm sure it's not something that I can do personally, but for those who are actually, you know, who are developers and things like that, I'm sure it's something that could not be that hard. Maybe I'm wrong, who really knows? But again, like I said, it's something that would make the game that much better, something I know a lot of people would love to see. And let me know what you guys think about that actually down below in the comments. Is awoken transformation something that you would love to see on characters like that Goku Black one that we saw earlier? Again, shout out to the revamp team for just doing that for the community in general. But would you guys like to see stuff like that on our actual characters in Xenoverse 2? Would you have preferred them to come in their base forms and actually have transformations, as opposed to how we've gotten most DLC so far in Xenoverse 2? Let me know all that down below in the comments, guys. But as always, man, thank you guys so much for watching. Really hope you guys enjoyed, and get ready, man. DLC is right around the corner. You know there's gonna be a bunch of content coming when DLC does drop, so definitely stay tuned for that. But again, until next time, as always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you guys have a good day. Peace, y'all.